Sadashiva Samarambham Śaṅkarāchārya Madhyamam Asmadāchārya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Tapobhihi Kshīna Pāpānam Shantānam Vītarāginam Mumukshūnam Apekshyoyam Atmabodho Vidhīyate. We have just one more shloka in this Tvampada Vichara. With the 29th, the Vichara is gone, and then we go into Shravanam, Mananam, and Nididhyasana. So we finished with the 28th shloka, where Atma avabhasayati ekaha buddhyadini indriyani api deepaha ghatadivat swatma jadaihi taihi navabhasate. So buddhi, Atma is the one that illumines everything else. It is the presence of the Atma. With the presence of the Atma, we understand that these things exist. Otherwise, we don't have the consciousness of all of these indriyas or buddhi, etc. Very similarly, only deepaha ghatadivat, an object cannot know itself unless there is a light shining on it. So you need a light to show where that object is. So a jada vastu, similarly buddhi, etc. are all jadam. So we need a chaitanya swarupam to illuminate. Now, the question he raises here is, Nanu atmanaha buddhyadibihi avabhasyate siddhe abhasyatve siddhe swarupabodhe bodhantarena bhavitavyam. Okay, I understand that Atma is the one that is going to tell me where this buddhi is or what the buddhi's function is, etc., etc. Fine, I understand. But someone has to tell me what this Atma is and where it is. So just as how I need something to tell me about the buddhi, I also will need something to tell me about the Atma. So what is that? Bhavitavyam swarupa bodhe siddhe, that is buddhyadibihi abhasyatve. It is not illumined or it is not shown by buddhi, etc., is now established by the earlier shlokas. So then bodhantarena bhavitavyam, swarupa bodhe bodhantarena bhavitavyam. There should be another jnanam to tell me that this is Atma. Bodha rupatvat na bodhantara apeksha. But so how does Bhagavad-pada answer this? If it is an object that needs to be known, I know it through Atma. Then what tells me that this is Atma? So there expects something else. Then we go into a loop there. There should be something else that tells me this is Atma. Then what is that something else? Something else has to tell me what that something else is, which tells me the Atma. So evam, we will go into an Ananta loop. So he says Atma itself is Bodha Rupam, and it does not need another Bodha or Bodha, something that should show me what this is. So the Swabodhe na Anya Bodha Icha Bodha Rupataya Atmanaha na Deepasya Anya Deepa Icha Yatha Swatma Prakashane. Very simple example. We have a light or a lamp to show the objects in the world. But do we need another light to show us where the light is? The light reveals itself and reveals the objects around itself. So that's how the Atma is also. It reveals itself as it reveals everything else around it. Swabodhe Atmanaha Bodhe Bodharupataya Atmanaha Bodharupataya, because this Atma itself is of the form of Bodha. It is Jnana Swarupam. Atma is Jnana Swarupam iti karanat Anya Bodha Icha na vidyate kutra swabodhe. Swabodhe Atma Vishayaka Bodhe. So when we want to understand about Atma, we don't need another jnanam to tell us that this is Atma. So Anya Bodha Icha nasti. There is no desire for another jnanam. If I want to know about computer, first I have to open a book and read it. If I have to open that book and read it, I need to know what is written there in English. So I need to know English. For me to know English, I should have had people who will teach me. So there is a recurring thing there, but there somewhere it should end. That is where everything ends in Atma. That becomes the Swayam Prakasha Swarupa. Okay. So, yatha deepasya anya deepa icha nasti swatma prakashane. In order to show where the light is, we don't need another light to show me. Yeah? It's a perfect example which will just immediately give us that understanding. Yatha deepasya prakasha rupataya, because deepam itself is of the form of prakasha, of light. Atma Prakashane, Deepa Prakashane, to show where the light is. Anya Deepa Ichha Nasti. Deepantara Apeksha Nasti. We don't need or there is no expectation of another Deepa. Tatha Atmanaha Jagradadishu. There is this one word that I'm unable to understand here. Atati Santata Bhavena Ityasti. So I think Santata Bhavena makes sense. Atati is something that is not at all making sense to me. Anyway, the translation also has nothing to do with what is given in this Vyakyanam. So I'll leave that word for now. Otherwise, the rest makes sense. Atmanaha, this Atma is the Sakshi for everything that the body experiences. Jagradadishu, Jagrat Swapna Sushupti. Sarvasu avasthasu, Jagradadishu, Sarvasu avasthasu, Anuvartate iti Atma avasthatraya sakshi. This Atma seems to be present in all three states. When we are waking, I am saying that I am doing this work, I am reading, I am studying, I am working, I am cooking. I seems to be present there. Swami Chinmayananda Solvara, the Swami Chinmayananda has this very beautiful way of saying. He says, I is the tambura shruti that is going on in a concert. So there can be different songs that come about. I am cooking, I am reading, I am walking, but that I is a constant tanpura shruti that is going on, he'll say. So Jagradadishu, in both waking state, Swapne, I saw this dream. Without even realizing we say those words, I saw this dream, but that I factor is still there. I slept well. I didn't know anything. Sukhamaham aswapsam na kinchidavedisham. Tari tatrapi aham iti bhavaha vartate. So avasthatraya sakshi kim pratyagatma. It is that Atma which is the sakshi or the witness in all three states. Bodharupataya. It is of the form of knowledge. Or yadva bodhaha jnanam sayeva rupam. So jnanasya rupam, or it is of the form of jnanam, or it is the form of jnanam. It can be both. Jnanam is equal to Atma, or it is the form of personification of jnanam. This is just semantics here. So bodharupaha paramatma param brahma Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma iti Shrutehe Yad Bhavaha Tatta Taya Prakashate. So Bodharupataya. Bodharupataya, because it is of the form of Jnanam. What is that Jnanam? Paramatma, Param Brahma, Satyam Jnanam Anantam is equal to Brahma. Everything is in Samanadikaranyam here. So only when there is a Saha Chitram Pashyati, there is a difference between Saha and Chitram. One is the Karta, the other is the Karma. When I say Saha Chitram, he is the painting. When you use it in Samanadhikaranam, like Jnanam Brahma, Satyam Brahma, both are in first case. So which means you are actually saying equals to. Jnanam is equal to Brahma, or Satyam equals to Brahma. Samanadhikaranya ukti. Swaprakasha aparoksha brahmatvena hetuna ayam atma brahma iti shrutehe. Swabodhe swajnane atmanam jnatum ityartaha anyabodha icha jnanantara apeksha nasti. So bodha atmakataya, because it is of the form of knowledge. Swaprakasha aparoksha brahmatvena hetuna, because it is also that pratyaksha brahma swarupam. Ayam atma brahma iti karanat. Ayam atma here is the true nature of the jivatma, which is the atma swarupa. That is Brahman. That is the ultimate reality also. So that equality comes in. Because of that, swabodhe, in order to understand oneself, atmanam jnatum, in order to understand oneself, anya bodha icha na. Asti is not there in the shloka. We just take asti from our knowledge. That's all. So swabodhe atmanam jnatum, anya bodha icha nasti. There is no expectation of another jnanam that is necessary. Yada atmanaha jnanantara apekshatvam paramatma bhinnatvam cha uchyate. If we say that there is an expectation of another jnanam, that is, we need something else to tell me, like Guru Upadeshaha Vartate, but still there is that I knowledge is there. It is a witness. Doesn't mean that we did not know about I concept at all until Guru told us. We probably are leaving out those adjectival features and then knowing the I factor alone to be the ultimate reality. That's all, right? So, yada atmanaha jnanantara apekshatvam paramatma bhinnatvam cha uchyate. If we have to say that I need another torch to know the torch, or it is different from Paramatma, this Atma is different from Paramatma, then what happens? There are several problems in this premise. What are the problems? Swasya swa itara bhasyatvam advaita hanihi. So we started off with the concept that there is Advaitam in Atma. Advaitam, vyutpatti edukarche na vidyate dvaitam yatra. Yasmin Atmani Dvaita Bhavaha Nasti. That concept of Dvaita Bhava, Advaita Bhava itself will be gone if we say we need something else to tell us where Brahman is. Anavastha Prasangaha. Anavastha Prasangaha is it doesn't end at all. Avastha is end. There is no end to it. Atma will need another light to show me. There will for that to show me that light, there should be another one. This will go on into a recursive vidva problem. Andamadri. So Purvokta Shruti Virodha. Again, there is a Shruti Virodha for Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Jnanam is equal to Brahma. It is Shrutihi Vartate. And if I say that I don't need I need another Jnanam to know Atma, then it is contradictory to the Shruti Vakyas also. Ityadayaha Bahavaha Doshaha Syuhu. So Tasmat Atmanaha Swajnane, to know Atma, Jnanantara Apeksha Rahitatvam. We have to accept that Atma does not need another light source to tell us where it is. And that it is not different from Paramatma. It is the same. Paramatma abhinnatvam cha siddham. Okay. So swabodhe nanyabodhe cha bodharupataya atmanaha na deepasya anyadeepe cha yatha swatma prakashane. Now from the 30th, for about 3 shlokas, I think he goes into Shravanam and Mananam. 30, 31, 32, 33. 4 shlokas talk about Shravanam and Mananam. Nanu karyopadihi ayam jivaha karanopadihi ishvaraha ityadi shruti nyayena jivatma paramatmanoho karya karana upadi vishishthayoho kinchidnya sarvajñatvadi dharma vishishthayoho katham ekatvam vidyat iti akanshayam tadupayam upadishati bhagavan paramakripaluhu acharya. Now until this 29 shlokas, we have established that Jiva, the true nature of Jiva is the same as the true nature of Brahman. Yes, there are several upadis that are confining the Jiva and giving it the name Jiva. And so how would we, then the Jiva becomes different from Brahman. So how can we understand the Ekatvam? Because that is the final goal for us. Jiva is the Karya Upadhihi Ayam Jivaha. Because there is a function to it. Whatever is the karyam of Maya, that confines him within this. So the Atma becomes confined by the Maya karyam. Ishvara becomes the Karana Upadhi. So he has Maya with him, which is the Karanam for everything that is there in this samsara. So Karya Upadhihi Jivaha, Karana Upadhihi Ishvaraha. Now, in this case, when these two are so different, this is how Brahma Sutram also starts. Asmad Yushmad Pratyaya Gocharayoho Vishaya Vishayanoho Tamaf Prakashavate Viruddha Swabhavayoho. It is so different between, that it is like Tamas and Prakasha. Yeah. I have a question. Okay. Yes. So Karya Karana Upadhi Vishishtayoho, because Jivatma and Paramatma seem to have this Upadhi of Karya and Karana. Kinchignya and Sarvajñatva. So Kinchignatvam is Jiva and Sarvajñatvam is Ishvara. Okay. Yeah. So
no, not a question, but then Sloka just crossed my mind, so I thought I'll quickly share that. I remembered this Satyam jnanam anantam yat brahma vedeshu varnitam tadeva maya samyogati ishvaratvam prapadyate. It just crossed my mind when you were saying about the upadhi.
Yeah, yeah. The
Uh,
same Maya, when Maya comes in to Paramatma, then he becomes Ishvara. That is the Karanam. And that Maya becomes the Karanam for all of the upadhis that Jiva gets confined with. Yes, it's the same.
Yeah, just crossed my mind. So I just.
Yeah. Kinchidnyatva, Sarvajñatvadi, Dharma Vishishtayoho. Kinchidnyatvam goes to Jiva. Sarvajñatvam goes to Ishvara. When he is confined by Tula Vidya, he is only someone who has a little knowledge. Sarvajña, Ishvara has Maya with him, and so he has the knowledge of everything because Maya is the Karanam for everything. So he has the knowledge of everything. Evam Dharma Vishishtayoho. Now both seem to be very different, Jiva and Ishvara. Katham ekatvam vidyat. How do I understand that these two are the same? You can't understand that these two are the same. The essence is the same. That's where you come in. Right? So tad upayam, the solution for this is given by Acharya from here now. Nishidhya nikilopadina neti neti iti vakyataha vidyat aikyam mahavakyaihi jivatma paramatmanoho. So the Shravanam happens from here. How do we have to listen to what? No, there is always this new concept of awareness, and you listen with awareness. There is a concentrated listening. You listen like a filter. You have to use your brain and your ears to listen to what you want and let go of what is not necessary also. So Shravanam is an extremely important exercise in achieving our goal of mukti here. So nikhila upadina neti neti iti nishidhya vakyataha. Vakyataha is you start off with listening to Vedanta Vakyam. From Vakyas, from the Shruti Vakya. Okay. Atan nirasana atat iti nirasana Veda Vakyena. So Vakyataha, Veda Vakyas tell us that this is not it. Atat iti nirasanam. This is not that. Tat is always Brahman. So Brahman is not, these things are not Brahman. Atat iti nirasanadi Veda Vakyena. So neti neti are some of the words with which you go from Shravanam. You listen to all these Vedanta Vakyas, and then what do? Nikhila upadina nishidhya. You leave all of the upadhis. What are all the upadhis? Samashti, Vyashti, Stula, Sukshma, Karanatmakana, Sarvana, Upadhina. Because these are Bhedaka Dharmaha. These are dharmas which cause a difference. When there is no actual difference, this is trying to split us from that oneness. So these upadhis of samashti is encompassing, vyashti is individual, stula is the gross body, sukshma is our 17 element packet, karanatmakam, karana shariram is our avidya, right? So all of these types of upadhis try to split us from everybody in front of us. So bedaka dharma tan, what do we do with those upadhis? Na iti na, these are not Brahman. These are not Brahman. Iti vakyataha, from the Veda Vakya, we have to remove all of these upadhis. Nishidhya idam naham iti tattad upadhi tadatmyam tyaktva. So this is just in the Shravana state. What do we have to understand? Okay, this body is not me. Then you go into Manas. Then you go into Prana. And each one of these koshas, you try to eliminate that connection between I and those koshas slowly, by listening to Vedanta Vakyam. So much, see, how would it be? Abhyasena tu kaunteya, that's the only way you can remove it practically. It will take time. Vedanta, if you are constantly listening to Vedanta Vakya, then somewhere you hope by osmosis it will go in. That's all. So that is why Shravanam is important here. So Jiva Nishidhya Nikilopadina Neti Neti iti Vakyataha Vidyad Aikyam Jivatma Paramatmanoho Mahavakyaihi Aikyam Vidyat. So Jivatma Paramatmanoho Jiva Parayoho Tat Tvam Padarthayoho Shodhitayoho. Shodhitayoho is after carefully analyzing what is Tat and what is Tvam. When you say Tat Padartha, Tat refers to Ishvara, who has all of these attributes because of the Upadhi that he has. He has Maya Upadhi. So he is the Karana Upadhi, right? So when he has Maya, he has all of these attributes of Sarvajñatva, Sarvashaktiman, everything. Now you remove that aspect and have just Atma. And then you have Tvam Padartha. That also you have to nearly clean it out completely of all the upadhis and then have the pure essence here. Then these two are Aikyam. Eki Bhavam Mahavakyaihi Veda Shiromanibihi Tattwamasyadi Mahavakyaihi. Mahavakyam nale Mahadartha Pratipadakatvat Mahavakyam. Mahadartha Pratipadakam. It is capable, the Vakyam is capable of Pratipadaka. It is capable of revealing the final Artham, the goal that we need. So it gives us a great Prayojanam. That is why these 4 Vakyams are called Mahavakyam. Mahadartha Pratipadakatvat Mahavakyam. So Mahavakyaihi Bhagatyaga Lakshanaya. Bhagatyagam is called Jahad Ajahal Lakshana. Jahal Lakshana is just letting go of something. Ajahal Lakshana is not letting go. So in this case, we do something called Jahad Ajahal Lakshana, where you let go of just the Visheshanam part and hold on to the Visheshya part. The Visheshanam is Sarvajñatva, Kinchijñatva, etc., etc. Maya, Tula Vidya. You let go of all of those and catch on to only the essence called Atma. This is called Bhagatyaga Lakshana or Jahad Ajahal Lakshana. You only let go of a portion of it and you understand Vidyat. So Ayam Bhavaha. This is the understanding. So Tatparyam. Sopanakramena Sadasad Vivekadi Sadhana Sampatti Purvakam. So you need Sadhana Sampatti, Sadhana Chatushtayam. Right? What is Sadasad Vivekaha? Sat, Asat, Viveka. Discriminating between what is truth and what is not true. So Tadrisha Vivekam becomes the first step of the Sadhana Sampatti. So Sadasad Vivekadi Sadhana Sampatti Purvakam. Having this Sadasad Viveka Sadhana Sampatti as the first step. Then Sadgurum Upagamya. You go to a good guru, approach a guru. Samyak Shushrushadi Santushtasya Tasya. You serve him in a manner that he becomes very happy. And Tasya Mukhataha, from the Guru's mouth, you hear the words Tattvamasi, Ityadi Vakya Shravanam. Tadvara Padadvaya Shodhana Purvakam. Padadvayam here is Tat and Tvam. Then you have Asi. So Tat, Tvam and Asi, in these two first words, you then start doing Mananam. Not because immediately as soon... See, we also know what is Tattvamasi. We have read so many Vedanta texts, but that is not the Guru Upadesha that we get. So when a Guru does the same words as Upadesha, the same shloka as an Upadesha, there is an anugraham that comes from the Guru which will prompt you into the right path more than a textbook. Right? So then you start analyzing the two words through Mananam. Manana Dadvara, through Mananam, Shoditayoho Aikyajnana Dardhyaya, in order to firmly establish that Aikyajnanam, that oneness, that knowledge of oneness that we have gotten through Shravanam and Mananam. If we want to make it even further firm, what do? We have to analyze it even further. Contemplate on it. Chira Nirantara Nididhyasanam cha Kritva. Then we have to sit and meditate upon those words. What happens? Swam Akhanda Satya Jnana Ananda Lakshanam Brahmatvena Vijaniyat. This is how we understand, this is the process with which we understand that it is Brahman, which is Akhanda, partless entity. Yeah, you cannot split, that is the only thing that is there. Atmavare Drashtavya Shrotavyo Mantavyo Nididhyasitabhyaha. It is Shruti Vakyam. So, Are Maitreya, Yajnavalkya, Janakara, or Samvadatla. In some conversation, this comes up. So, Atmavare Drashtavyaha Shrotavyaha Mantavyaha Nididhyasitabhyaha. So, many people, there are 2-3 Kachi, there are 2-3 pakshas here. There are two. Some people say that you need Shravanam first, then Mananam, then Nididhyasanam. In Nididhyasana, you attain Mukti. Another set of people feel, no, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Then again there is one Shravanam that happens, which will immediately give you Mukti. So this is another methodology also. There are two splits in Shankara did not even bother about all these things. It is only after Bhagavad Pada that people started splitting things and trying, because they were involved in more analysis than practical Nididhyasanam. That is the problem. Shravanam tu Gurof Purvam Mananam Tadanantaram Nididhyasanam Ityetat Purnabodhasya Karanam. So the Karanam, reason for Purnabodha, complete knowledge, is first Guroho Shravanam. You listen to the words of the Guru. Tadanantaram Mananam. No, you just don't listen and forget about it and go. You have to keep on contemplating about it even after the sessions. Then Nididhyasanam. Then you sit and do meditation upon that. It should take you into a zone. So you should go into that zone. Then there are times when during Nididhyasana or Dhyanam, you will be able to experience that Ananda for a few seconds. You will come back. There will be some meditation sessions that you will feel, oh, it was so blissful, it was so peaceful. You want to extend that time. That is where our practical difficulties come in. Ityadi shrutehe shrotabhyaha shrutivakhyebhyaha mantavyascha upapattibihi matva cha satatam dhyeyaha ete darshana hetavaha. So this is in Smriti. I'm not sure which Smriti, but the idea is what is the purpose of darshanas? What is the purpose of Sankhya, Yoga, Uttamamamsa, Purvamamsa, Nyayam, Vaisheshikam, all of these? First, you start with Veda Vakya. Shruti Vakyebhyaha Shrotabhyaha. From the Shruti Vakya, you listen to the words that are there. Then, Upapattibihi Mantavyaha. Upapatti is logical reasoning. With the logical reasoning, you have to go over those words that you have listened from Shruti. Matva satatam matva dhyeyaha. Then you have to, after having contemplated on this, satatam dhyeyaha, you have to be in meditation for always. This is the hetu of darshanam. That is, this is the reason for darshana hetavaha. Why do we have these branches? The purpose of the branches is this. Okay. So we will stop with this.